it so happens that Cezanne is one of the most enigmatic artists of the late 19th century and early 20th century. He was admired by the artists, his peers, as well as the practitioners today. Every generation looks at Cezanne anew. We are asking our visitors to unknow some of the assumptions about Cezanne. Maybe one of them is that it took hundreds of sitting sessions for him to create one work. Now, with all the scientific analysis, we know that he could paint very quickly outdoors, but he also could take 10 years and even more to create some of his work. One of them just behind me, the great Baigneuses, which was still a work in progress in his studio when he passed away.
He was living through an incredibly turbulent time, I suppose much like, in some ways much like our times today with the pandemic and uncertainty in Europe. Cezanne was living in the 1860s and 1870s in particular through this extreme time of political and social turmoil in France and in Paris. There was the invasion of France by Prussia in 1870 and the toppling of the French Empire. There was the Paris Commune, a workers' uprising in Paris which resulted in the deaths and imprisonment of between sort of 10 and 20,000 Parisians. I think when visitors think, and most of us think of Cezanne, we think of these kind of timeless, these timeless qualities to his works. But actually, when we take a closer look, Cezanne was really engaged in the politics and social aspects of his time.
I think it's very hard to come up with anything new about Cezanne because he's been shown so often and so much. But what it tries to do is bring a different lens on it by showcasing what other artists think of his work, how they've been inspired by him. And I think that's the important part because he is so important to art history. It is important to know how he influenced all the artists that are continually working today and how their works and practice has evolved because of his work.